Probably not going to be able to. I mean, they would be able to hear it on the live stream.
Yeah. Like it's picking up. It's picking up something. Yeah, looks like it's coming up.
I know. Two different people in two different places.
It showed work now. So when I went to here, it looks like that this is picking up, but when I was clicking through the other ones, it wasn't picking up. Okay. So
No. It was not the only one we was able to know, and did it training. So we would have to take it out. What will happen? Well, it goes to the ballot box about those elections.
What do you think at the end of the election, we will not know how many have selected Spanish?
We go through all of it.
And you know, someone said a little bit of potato processing background. The tick mark that has to be calculated.
Can I add to that? I would think it has more to do with the fact that the BMDs are not, there's no way to pull reports from the BMD. And each BMD is individual. They're not connected to anything.
See, doesn't talk to me, you're not attaching the, that result.
Yeah.
And then the audio of that was approved. And audio that when it comes. With that, and I was told that we will not need a translated for LNA because that has already been approved through the guidelines. Nothing will be changed. Yes. Ballot. So today is the official first day of the Republican for general election. Yeah. As far as your cover, rollovers from March, 34, rollovers from May, there were 13. And 10 minutes before I left the office, as of now for November, we've already processed 103. So, and it's a few left. The office, I can keep working. They're busy with me, we're driving. Your product is top priority right now. Not to say that no others matter, but because this is their week. It's a big focus. But the purpose of some people processing others. As for new applications for November, not counting rollovers from March, every year say from March or either May, but new applications overall, so far, it's a little bit over 600. So we are busy. The voter participation center as a third party did mail out request application. You're getting to see a lot of them back. And sadly, a lot of them are not completing their application. They're leaving out the first. They are not writing complete address and no address at all. Instead of driver's license, they have E number, they put in a social security number. So I got a little small staff that contact people, but please, if you know anybody who requests to make sure that application is complete because it's a late process. And I have a great, amazing co-worker, Ms. Amber, who helps out, and she's on the phone, and she's really looking down the steps And then our other part of the FP training team, of course, is Paula Williams, who has so far her focus with the role. And she's from there. They're getting it done. But the numbers will be, we're probably, we're getting, with the on the city on. And did we think we would get maybe 2,000 applications, or was it? We're more than that. We might do. Might need to start off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so our first poll worker training started on Monday the 9th. We did something different this time. We took large groups of people to the library. We met them at the library to hold training in the auditorium so we could just go through the general information and laws and rules first with a large group of people. That worked out really well. We did that last week. This week, we're doing another module that's on the ballot marking devices and scanners. That will run through Saturday. And then we're going to skip a week for LNA and pick back up on October 1st and run through the 7th for whole pad training. And then we'll have a few makeup days and hopefully we'll be finished with training on the 10th before we start having advanced voting and having to deliver equipment and our next processes that we do. It seems to be going very well so far. Renee Russo, our main trainer, changed things up a little bit this time and everybody seems to be enjoying it. So, and learning.
Was the last day for advancement from November 1st. And then extended hours. The next item, the precinct cards for 7A, those voters previously assigned to Unitarian University Fellowship of Athens. We are now to vote at the Timothy Baptist Church on September 4th. We will assign the voter registration cards that will be going out in the mail. We will receive a response from the vendor that on September 5th that they will be in process for mailing. Those are out. On August the 19th, we had the operation plan for election day. So we will be travel. We do have a plan. We have a final meeting coming up to discuss what all we're going to be doing. And we are to provide meals for our team on that day because they will be, stationed at location. Able to receive any kind of calls that might come across that requires their attention or their information. Yeah. Mention briefly to Jen Raffle during our meeting that there's some positive discussion about the market, but I think I've come up with a plan. I'm hoping, haven't spoken to Chick-fil-A yet, but I'm hoping that we can expand our option. That's good. Found out that some of the deals will not eat. Meals, or even donated to, someone. Hoping to take up with the solution. The next item that I wanted to that was September 13th was the deadline for the petition, the recall petition for the return to office. The petition was We did not receive the petition back. And, not heard from Mr. Redfield, I'm really concerned about it. I think those petitions need to be returned to the office so that we can give the voters those, that people that continue to be retained, that we can make such straight back and darkness. So, we'll be for that. Want to also remind you about the racial party destiny for the vote we have. Get this posted.
What kind
Well, election day.
Yeah.
The next thing, the third national conference of the election center, where we participated in the National Election Commission conference that was held in Detroit, Michigan last week. Pam and I were able to attend, at least it's going to give you an update.
Okay. So as the Charlotte said, it was the 39th annual conference of the Election Center, which is a national organization of election administration officials. That's where we received our national certification for. Charlotte got hers in 2021, and Pam and I got ours last year. There were lots of people from Georgia this year. I don't know if you remember from our conference last year, we kind of did a big push talking about the Election Center and what was available through them. And there was a number of people from Fulton County and some other counties that graduated this time. We had, for 2 days, we attended panel sessions. We tried to jump in and out of as many as we could. They were on communications with outreach, security issues, processes of planning. It was really informative and a lot of fun to go to. It's great to spend time with people who speak the same professional language that you speak, because it's not often that we get to do that. At that conference, Charlotte was awarded one of 2 Hall of Fame awards. That's a national award. So she's only one of 2 people this year to receive that award. So her staff thinks so much of her that we submitted an application for her for that, or a nomination for that award. They chose her. We had really nice things to say. And plus it wasn't just what we said, it's the longevity of her career, her national service. I know you guys know that she participates in the Election Assistance Commission, local leadership council, yeah. And at the state level. So she's getting some recognition for how long she's been in this business and how well she's done. And then we also received a People's Choice Award, which was the first year they had given those out. And it was given for an award we received for a professional practice paper last year. And apparently the membership of the organization liked our paper well enough to give us an award. Productive conference.
Yeah. Starts to me is, I guess, thinking about vegetarian meals, it seems to be a threat, just curious.
So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Big question I have is on the absentee ballots, when they don't submit all the information on driver's license, something, yeah, we notify them, right? That they have not,
yes,
that they need,
we give them time to get the applicant.
sometimes a new application, not a continuation.
They put so much we can do. Pretty much one of the only things we can really do is if they be off labor, we can go into the system and find it. If we can if we can get them back on. Can't verify. But other than that,
Now, from the system, do we flag their name in any way that they have requested it or if not?
it would just be, if, say, for example, if one comes in and I reject that application.
Yeah.
I'm going to send them a letter,
Okay,
and yeah, I would send them this application. But if you go in that information, right, Jarvis, and go into search as you will see a record there of what has happened.
All right.
What happened. It's-
that's
So if you wanted to know something that happened in 2022, look for those dates, but they give, they give me for that, then it will show you everything you know about if they, if their application was received, if it was received on time, if they come after the window, they have to be, they received, they have to be injected and receive our application.
another factor, question. So with regards to the discussion of the election, this is something I have experienced in the way. If there is a disruption in the parking area and someone complains to the poll member, I guess they contact us or they contact police. Right. Okay, so they go, unless it's like a violent situation, they're not going to contact 911 or liberties like that. Some disruption with parking lot becomes inaccessible or something. They will be calling the office, and that is the process. Yeah. It's the entire purpose. Yeah. So those things have been
Yeah.
Those kind of things can be handled in one conversation rather than snowballing out of control.
Yeah,
Issue it's not an issue of ordinance.
and that makes sense. And
But
yeah,
I think we might want to make sure that it's here in or out of the too, because if it's out, unless it's like a natural disaster, we're not floating, really not our problem.
but what about like the parking lot for your precincts? You know, they're out of the zone, but yet.
Not all of that, in the line, I've seen some of them. Some of them are. Because it goes from the.
But the keyboards, who do they have? What is the process? And I'd like to request Caroline. Of the situation with regards to officer with the previously. They completely out of sight, location. So they close by.
Yeah, I think we can touch on some of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I understand. And they hope to say, the, county, California, PSA's on. Not everything people like that. It's not, there's enough time for us to do. I would just include it in. Interview.
Something specific.
No, I just had some. Firing from the community. That, you know, from out and We've been doing more than some time. They have heard that. That's what brings forth that question for me, for them. Yes, that's it.
So,
Curious to know about the, where we at notifying folks about the events going moving from the town. So we have page it with the folks here. There's a, and just to recap, it'll be like, there'll be signage in front of the office. Letting people know it's over there.
And think that it was done the day.
Got it, okay. Understood. Then, as far as moving the absentee out, everything goes to do with that. Two more quick questions. One, if I'm a voter who wants to drop off my absentee, I don't pay for drop offs. I get that I obviously no longer a polling place. I'm able to come by our office during business hours and put it in there. That's okay. Sure, great. So, look on the bright side. It's like we had our voters drop off. Great.
location, not box.
Okay. One, and my last question then, you mentioned in passing about the petition. So if I sign a petition, that counts as activity in Dartmouth.
Yes.
So if I were already, if I were at risk of becoming inactive or whatever, this brings it back. Okay, so even if I were to have a page that only doesn't have enough signatures, if I bring those signatures that I do have here, that will give them those people those signatures. Great.
Should one of the. I could do provisional.
There won't
Credit.
there won't be any person, there isn't my place right now, so I'm not. I study a teacher relation or the NCOA, none of those processes take. But the only way somebody's name comes off the list right now would be as a felon or requested.
That's not quite the question. So if someone's in that inactive status, and they go to vote, then they're good to go, right?
Actually, that was the same one.
Good to go. Thank you. Okay.
I have a few questions or something. Well, congratulations, your award and your staff. Proud to be part of the great leadership. I had one suggestion on the food, other types, something this is additional work. What my preface with, but perhaps you can send out a Google form or filtrate something or other and have them like what options, what frequency, you know, just so you have like a.
We've done that in the past. It's just that when our former administrative assistant was in charge of it, we don't really know what deal she had with Chick-fil-A, but those were the options that they were offered. And I don't know if that's only because that's what they would deliver because it was such a large volume, or if, okay.
My next question, at some point you mentioned billboard. Some point between that, hey, we mentioned money. Spanish. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
One, and what are the locations for the English and the Spanish group of?
That's where I'm gonna be. So, they tell me.
Could you provide us, the word company, but you provide us with? Locations?
If I'll answer that.
Yes, we can. From. From. That just.
I wouldn't, I would suggest the entrance, see the street entrance that you can, going westward, the exit on Lexington Road. There's a billboard there that church from there. But I imagine that corner, headed westward, gets quite a bit of traffic. That's, if you guys, look at it, and see what you think, maybe. And usually give us a list of the locations that's available. So I think we're,
Not, those locations very much, they're not available. What's there now, or it's
Right.
through
right.
our church.
We'll put very combination, we select the ones we want, so.
We mentioned LNA, I don't think we mentioned the dates and times. that the
Oh.
public can-
I don't have the notice with me, but off the top of my head, and hopefully Charlotte can correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna start at 10 a.m. on the 23rd, Monday, the 23rd. And did we say end at 3 p.m. on the first day? Okay, all right, and then each subsequent day, we'll start at 9 a.m. and then we've got so much to do. We don't have a stop time. We're just gonna keep going until we're ready to leave to go home. And then anybody can come and watch during that time, during business hours.
And my next question. Actually gives the vendor up to a certain. What is that come up date and then what is the plan? Along with it.
And the next company, they, not ever, and not that first week of in the numbers part. So anything under 50, so we would never. Yeah. That's not gonna happen soon. They'll start October 2nd with the first big mailing. And they'll probably be doing our mailing for.
You daily with them? Is it a weekly thing?
I don't know how to say it. So when we're processing upstairs, I contact Charlotte about 3:45. Say, what's in there now, be ready for it. She cuts off or whatever that date is, that their big issue. And after she does that, I'm still working, but I'm putting out a different issue. Get ready for something like that.
Vendor offer a guarantee on rental time and. We'll separate.
Yeah, so they can't do that, but
You know where they're shipping
they,
from?
they're really good.
And then my other question is, will we put on the October agenda the overview? Just to be clear, we need to have one BOE appointee, one Democrat, one Republican,
Yeah,
and a judge.
I believe it's something in a partisan panel.
We have time.
Yeah. I'll let you know, but I'm pretty sure it's one, and, oh, and by the way, rather than having a duplication team and a vote review panel, I'm gonna request 2 vote review panels. Code section allows multiple panels. So what I'm going to ask the party is provide 2 members of their party. One will be considered the chief vote review panelist. The other will be the functional vote review panelist. What happens is if there is a disagreement on a issue, the ballot, then the chief team is the one who decides the intent of the vote. Or if the ballot should count. And so we would duplicate the ballots with our ballot marking device instead of having them duplicate it manually. They would go electronically, so the staff will be done. The panel, what we do now will be given the electronic duplicated ballot, the ballot marked by the voter to compare. If they would normally, we would just eliminate it. They utilize those things. Because we will have a large number of that. We know. And then, of course, the chief, what we do now will go into the adjudication part. So that if there are other ballots that need to be reviewed, optional, the alternate, and the chief campus can go in. I just can't hold it. I think it's before the meeting.
Love it. That's gotta be exciting.
All things.
Yeah. Shut down there. Okay, that's all I have. Ready to move on.
The one that have two names.
Let me know if you have a problem. No reception. Okay. Next item is all business items, so is that new business. That first item is more we talking, so I apologize. Discussion of resolution. There is a resolution in your package. I believe everyone had a chance to review. Fine. Okay. If the board has any questions or comments on it, the floor is open. Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to support this resolution. It's going to be voting on it today. And I just wanted to explain to you why I'm supporting it. Yeah. I am extremely uncomfortable with the idea that I would be put in a position not to certify the election. And I just hope the state election board does not put in kind of, the right one to use, the kind of options out there that would just make our staff completely inoperable that day. That is my concern. I've noticed that we put this together. I'm not sure the first paragraph applies to this particular issue, but I'm not going to nitpick on it. The general, the reason I'm very supportive of it is I am terrified of the idea that the staff is not going to be able to do what they need to do for us to be able to certify and move on to help them. And please correct me, I assume this is something you will present to the state election board as to where we are.
My intent with this now.
When you say my public comment, I don't want your public comment or from the board.
I think it's fascinating to speak forward.
Okay. Yeah,
And I guess I was going to submit public. Okay, I'm also going to make them aware of what we're doing.
I suppose I'm just so our staff will be in a position where they cannot do their job that day. And then I might decide, I believe that our board would be in a very good.
And I'm not having a problem with things that have been on. And you're always getting compliments. But we're family. We're not that. But anyway, I think this is a great thing here. And of course, anything that would overburden staff, I mean, or make them have to go through some other training, that's what we already have to do. I'm told them.
Sure.
I am in favor of this resolution. I'm thankful that we have a very narrow lane. Our ability is narrow. I've learned many years on the board. There's so many ideas that we can bring to the table that add work to staff, make them more difficult. It makes me more tempted to take advantage of chances we have to lessen their load and protect them from new hardship and burden being put on them. I'm thankful this is getting more attention statewide. Because it affects every single board in every single one of our counties. Doing what we can, if this were passed. I think we're doing our small part to balance those that have authority over us to do right by our workers. And help them to the top of the best way.
My comments are brief. Serves two purposes in my mind. Roles are creating undue burden on the staff, but it also, it's just a very minor token appreciation, showing we have the best we can, you know? We're all in this together, so I'm hoping that this is also a bit of appreciation. So. Yeah, yes, I have a quick question on, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just find out, or not find us can do anything at this point. What does this mean legally speaking?
I mean, legally, we're saving up.
Right.
And I have an additional question for the attorney's office. Is it customary, shall we read the whole thing prior to voting? So,
I mean, if you would like to, yeah, but no, it is not.
we will not, unless we need to. Floor is open. Adopt the resolution.
That's all.
You go ahead and say it. Great. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Right, the motion passes. 4 in favor. Vote. What the any plans?
What exactly is it? Erase it. 341 at the calculation.
Mr. Gary. Representative. I'm not sure. Okay. On to the next agenda item. With the board, we can vote on. Discussion about emergency operations center staffing. I'll just begin. Director and I'll do that for who represent us. Majority of the day is Greenwood Center. We just do that. However, we do need to talk about our usual 4:30 meeting. And one of you would swap out with me, or would this? Go ahead and do that. Camera. Hopefully. Quiet. We're getting a good job. Before we move on, is there any other discussion or comments
Concentrate.
related to the PSC election day? Thank you. Just given. Appreciate it. I was just gonna say, I really feel like we should be prepared for anything election day. This world, this country is in a wild place right now. We need to make sure that we are able to respond. Deal with anything that potentially come up, so if every single person. So. As is their right. That's the driving motivation behind that. Next agenda item are announcements. Mr. Shirley, did you lead us through now? What is it? Oh. That's.
Monday, October the 7th, is the last day to register to vote or update registration in time to be able to vote in the general election. Tuesday, October 8th, here at 120 West Doherty Street at 4:30 will be on the regular meeting. The elections office downtown will not be a polling location for this election. It will be open for business, and absentee ballots may be hand delivered there to office staff during business hours. But the absentee ballot drop box will be located at the Linden House Arts Center, 211 Tuesday, October the 15th, through Friday, October the 18th, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Advanced in-person voting, in-person early voting begins at the Linden House Arts Center, 211 Point Street. Saturday, October the 19th, that same location from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is Saturday voting. Sunday, October 20th, at the same location from 12 noon until 3 p.m. is Sunday voting. Full early voting dates, times, and locations can be found at accgov.com/advanced-voting. Tuesday, November the 5th is the last day to vote in person or to drop off absentee ballots for the November general election.
Entertain the motion to adjourn. Motion was Pembroke, do we have a second? Second is Bill. All those in favor say aye. Meeting is adjourned.